Global Brigades is a nonprofit organization, and essentially what they do is they go into struggling communities in Central America and Western Africa. They have like a holistic model, which is what kind of drew me into them. They attack different approaches to the sustainability of a community. So the part of the organization that I went with is Global Medical Brigades. And so they kind of tackle the medical side and providing healthcare. They kind of are a multifaceted approach, and that's what kind of drew me in, because I know that some of these medical trip kind of programs, they go in and they do it and then they leave. Still, the community is still left with like a struggling system, and the whole point of this organization is that they are utilizing members within the community to actually establish something that's going to be able to be maintained over the years. And so they go in and they change communities within the areas. So I went to Panama. So we were in a couple communities within Panama, and then they kind of move around and establish it in different areas. My dad went to school for nursing at Queen's University in Canada. And with that, he ended up doing like a similar thing with other classmates. They were in Guyana I think he went and worked there for over the 2 summers. So he was there for quite a while. But even just like him having that experience, he talked about it like when I was younger. I always thought like that would be really cool, like way to honestly get travel into. I mean, I'd love to travel like more around the world, and like helping communities while you're at it doesn't seem like there's a better thing to do. From my school, it was just me, but I went with students from Xavier University of Louisiana, and then also Appalachian State University. It was a group of us. We were pre-med, pre-dental, but yeah, like anyone kind of going to the healthcare field. We were in Panama for a week, so we did 3 days of clinic. 2 of the days were in the same community, and then the last one was in a different community. The first 2 days, so we'd rotate throughout different areas of the clinic. So I was in triage for one of the days, I was in the dental area, and then I was in medical consultations. And then there's also like a data center where we take kind of all the paper charts and upload them into the database. There was a doctor, or a couple doctors from Panama, and a dentist from Panama. And so we were just kind of assisting them and helping out with that. I'd say my favorite area was the triage, because I actually got to take blood pressures, I got to do vitals and stuff like that, and I really like that hands-on aspect. The first 2 days, we probably brought in around 90 patients, I think, around there. And then the last day, it was over 100, quite a bit. And we also did like community surveys and stuff to see kind of what communities like really needed. I think our main topic was reproductive health. So we were just asking about things that they had access to, like whether they were able to get information on menstrual care, like stuff like that. It was actually kind of crazy because we interviewed quite a bit of women, and something that came up was just how difficult it was to get menstrual products for them. And like that's the biggest thing I think that a lot of people faced in this community, was that just like to get to anywhere with medical supplies, medical care, like it was quite a distance. The majority of them don't have cars, so they got to pay for a bus, and that kind of takes money out of their pocket for food or like any necessities. So then things like tampons and pads, like that goes away, and they aren't able to get access to those things. And I think that just like one of my biggest takeaways like from the trip in general is just like how grateful I am to be in a situation where that's not even something I really think about, is like how long it's going to take to get to the grocery store, how am I going to pay to get the things I need. Like that's like not something that even comes to my conscience, because there's the pharmacy right down the road, like stuff like that. So this is similar. The first trip I was unable to bring a couple students from my school, but hopefully this time I'm going to be bringing a couple people alongside me. But it'll be pretty similar. I think it'll just be similar kind of deal, but just in Belize, which will be nice though, because what I wish is that I knew more Spanish going to Panama, because obviously I got like so much out of the trip, but in terms of being able to actually like converse with the patients, like, and like kind of hear their stories like from them, like I think I would have gotten a lot more out of it that way. And like in Belize, it's English speaking, so hopefully I'll actually be able to kind of hear more of their stories and like stuff when I'm directly talking to them. Overall, doing stuff like this where you're just seeing the world, like opening your eyes to like the different healthcare situations that people are in, like it can only just make you have better empathy for your own patients and just show you like the different situations that people are in and like you may not have been exposed to. And like I think that's really important to just be able to have perspective when you're caring for your patients, being able to really put yourself in their shoes or things that they may have experienced, especially just with like the patient interaction that I got with this trip. Like even though I was unable to speak Spanish, I think just like being able to get the hands-on experience doing medical things like taking blood pressure and stuff like that all puts towards my like patient interaction hours that I can put on a resume. When I was in Panama, I was definitely like, this is something I'd want to do like when I'm actually a fully trained doctor, like to actually be able to come and do that. Obviously, as a student, someone who hasn't actually gone through any proper medical training, like the scope of what I'm able to do is so limited. With being a doctor, like being able to actually go and do stuff like that, whether it's do surgery for people who need it, like I think that would be really cool and it'd make me feel like I made like a really big impact on a community, yeah, for sure.